Hey, hi, I'm Jeffrey Samaganda, and welcome to my presentation. And this presentation is really designed to ask you a simple question. And the question is, what is it that you know today that you can actually teach someone else to help them overcome the challenges that you've been through? In other words, what do you know today can you teach someone else? What can you teach me? Because I believe that every single one of us knows something someone else doesn't know. But also in this new economy, the only people actually able to stand out are those who will be committed to learn from the best of the best around the world to compete at the level that in your community, in your marketplace, you are the go-to person when it comes to that particular subject. You see, today you're competing with companies and people all over the world. If you can't stand out, you can't compete. But if you're not teaching someone else what you're trying to learn or to become an expert in, you cannot become the best. You see, teachers are leaders. Teachers are students. A better teacher must be a super student. They learn always. They don't stop from learning. But they're learning because they're going to share that knowledge with someone else. And when you learn to share that knowledge with someone else, the marketplace get to know you. In today's market, people buy from people they know and people they get to trust. Who will get to know you, who will get to trust you, they must hear from you. To hear from you, they must find you somewhere through technology or relationships or word of mouth. So what is it that you know today that maybe you take for granted, you don't think is the most valuable thing that you have? I want to tell you in this basic presentation that that's the most important valuable thing that you have. Not your house, not your cars, not your material. It's what you know. What do you have up here? What do you know today that basically allows you to stay, on top of your game, to stay in shape as a person, spiritually, physically, and mentally, to be able to compete in this economy? You have to decide to become one of the best. To be one of the best, you have to teach. Hey, I don't know if I've already told you my name. I'm Jeffrey Samaganda, and I'm the founder of the Action Wealth Academy, the Action Wealth Systems, and the Action Wealth series of guidebooks and training programs that helps companies through Action Wealth Publishing. Companies, they're all over the world, and individuals. We help them to compete in their chosen market, to stand out to be one of the best. To be the best, you have to learn from the best, to become the go-to person. But also we know it doesn't end there. We look at their business model, their expertise, their knowledge, to show them how to create multiple streams of income, because today, if you just rely on one income, it's like put all your eggs in one basket and just pray that nothing happens to that basket. And you know that's not true. Something's going to happen to that basket until you basically create multiple streams of income, have more baskets. So you need to have 5, 6, 7 income streams within the structure, within the model. So we help you to create those income streams. The wealthy are wealthy because they have hundreds of income streams. I remember one time, about 10 years ago, I went to Virgin.com and I counted more than 450 businesses. And I'm like, how do you compete with the man who have 450 businesses, maybe over 1,000 income streams? No wonder the rich are rich, because they get it. But the final part also is about keeping your wealth, putting your wealth to work. So many people are rich yesterday and they're poor today because they learn how to generate an income, but they don't learn how to protect it, put that wealth to work. You see, they don't sue people who have nothing, but the day you have something of a value, they will sue you. They don't sue poor people. But I'm telling you, if you've never been sued before, it's because you're poor. Or the marketplace do not perceive you have something of a value. The day you do, it will go. So you learn to protect it, put your wealth to work. If you don't put your wealth to work for you, you can never achieve financial security. You've got to put your wealth to work. But also you don't protect it because you're going to take it with you. We're not here on this planet very long. You're going to use it to leave something behind, leave a legacy, leave programs that will go on to impact the world well after you're not here. There's so many people died hundreds of years ago. 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, and we're still benefiting from the foundations and programs left behind. Why can't you dream or aspire or target or to plan to do something similar. We all have the capability to do that. But we can only do that if we chose a topic and we chose to be one of the best. So this presentation, I want to show you how you can pick a topic, position yourself in the marketplace as the go-to in your country, in your niche, in your market, but also you package yourself into programs that allows you, like books, audio books, training programs that allows you to present to people, to teach people, amplify your message, to reach more people all around the world. So you can help more. The more people you help, the more income you're going to generate, because those programs are what people are going to pay for. So many people are speakers and coaches, but they don't make that much money because they have nothing to sell. If you want to make money online, you want to make money in this industry, you must have something to sell. That something to sell must be created at the world-class level, because you're competing with other people around the world. And then the final part to show you to promote yourself. So position, packaging, and promote yourself through technology, relationship, partnerships all around the world. That's what we do. So we need to help you to do that. So you can reach people in different countries. I don't know where you want to watch this particular video, but you have to use the ability for you to communicate a message and reach more people. You have books and training programs I'm going to talk about in a second. But before I go into that presentation, I want you to tell me a number. How much extra money you would like to make if I were to show you how you can generate that income. The choice is absolutely yours. How much extra income would you like to generate in the next 12 months? Is it 100,000, 250,000, half a million, million, 3 million, 10 million? What is the number? Now you notice I started from $100,000. Why? Because 100,000 US dollars I'm talking about. It means in our industry, you are a millionaire in mind. You start to think like a millionaire. I want you to think like a millionaire. Why? Because in our industry of the expert business, expert industry, every dollar you make, you must create at least $10 worth of value to the marketplace. You earn 10% of the value you bring to the marketplace. Do you get that? So if you target to generate an income of $100,000 for yourself, it means you just created $1 million in the marketplace, meaning the marketplace benefits the most, not you. Because I want to quash this notion or this feeling that people have. When we talk about money, they start to feel a bit edgy and so, oh, Jeffrey, I don't want to make too much money. I want to be comfortable. What does that mean? If you want to achieve the wealth that you're looking for, you need to understand we get paid. I want you to write this down. We get paid based on the value we bring to the marketplace. The amount of money you make today is a representative of how much the marketplace value you. You see, there are people out there make $10 an hour. There are people out there make $100 an hour, $1,000 an hour, $100,000 an hour, or $1 million an hour. I was at the event in San Francisco in the US, and the guy was paid $1 million for 15 minutes of keynote speech. I mean, he's supposed to speak for half an hour, but he spoke for 15 minutes. Got paid $1 million. How is that possible? Somebody can get paid $1 million for in less than half an hour, and some people will die, and they have never earned that. Now you might say, oh, that's not fair. Well, I'm not here to tell you what's fair, what's not fair. I'm not God. But what I do know is this: you can choose to up your game. You can choose to triple, quadruple your income, at least to double your income next year if you follow this structure I'm going to show you. So I want you to write down a piece of paper how much money. Start with 100,000 because it means you add $1 million worth of value to the marketplace. So then you start to take this presentation seriously. If you're already making 100,000, make it 10 times. Make $1 million, because at the end of the day, if you're already earning 100,000, you know what it takes to make 10 times the figure. If you're making $1 million, maybe you won't be watching this presentation already. But if you are, triple that. And I'll show you, because if you're watching this, you're still watching, it means some of these strategies I'm going to share with you, you're not aware of them. Or you have not taken what you know and really used it to make an impact. I met so many people make hundreds of millions of dollars, but they have not understood the value of what they know. They have not understood who they are. And what's more important, I'm telling you, what you have up here, what you know today is the most valuable thing that you have. Not your houses, not your equity, not your companies. What do you know? What do you know can impact someone else's life? What do you know can change someone's life? What do you know can make your life become more comfortable on the planet? When you live life with a purpose of helping, of making a difference, I'm telling you, you wake up every day excited because of the impact you make in the world. You know, even if you live today, you left something behind, and your name you never leave. How many times you hear people talk about names of people not here anymore? How many times you hear Robert Einstein, you're thinking, this guy died a long time ago, but you can never go through maybe a day you don't hear somebody mention, a week or a year, not somebody mention that. Martin Luther King, people like that, Nelson Mandela. There's so many people around the world that you can. Every time I hear Winston Churchill, I'm already stopping enough already, because these people made a difference to the world. How come some of us will just disappear? Nobody knows who we are. When you have the capability to do that, and technology today allows us to do so. So choose the amount of money, because you're going to need the income to support your business model. Okay, let's get started. You see, I said already, I'm Jeffrey Somaganda, right? As the name sounds, I'm from Uganda. And I want to tell you, I did not really value my message. I didn't think my story was that important. I came from a country that was devastated by war. I grew up in the part of Uganda, which is 40 miles away from the capital city. I was working as a 9 years old because we were running away from part of the country to the other, because they used to kill people in our village, until one day they killed enough people. I said, we need to leave. We reached the other part of the country and we got some support from the locals, but at the end of the day, we needed to survive. I was 9 years old. I was the one who suggested to go buy goods wholesale, bring those goods to our house. We sold those goods retail. We made the difference, which now I know is profit. And now also I know that profits are far better than wages if you're writing things down, because you never make, there's not run out how much profit you can make. But wages, there's a limit how much you can make. So basically, I started to make money since I was 9 years old. And then when the war kind of ended, I went back home and started making more money, because now I know the concept of making money. I never stopped. And then when we needed to run away again, this time I refused to be the man in the house. I jumped in the truck. I came to the capital city, Kampala. There's a place in Kampala, which is a slum part of Kampala. I knew I had an uncle there. I went to join him. He was fixing cars on the street. And that's what I did. He didn't have a place for me to stay because he only had one room. But across in the shade next door, he didn't have a door that worked, but I knew I put a spring behind it, it would lock. I stayed there because I was a 9-year-old kid who basically, 11-year-old kid now, who basically very used to sleep in the bush, because in the village it was much safer for us to sleep in the bush than in the house, because when the soldiers came to our house, they used to just kill everybody. So it was much safer. So for me to crash next door in the shade was not a big deal, but my uncle was concerned about me. I had him telling his girlfriend they wanted to send me back to the village. That's one thing I was never going to do. I'm not going back. I'm now in town. I joined him where he works. He was fixing cars on the street. I saw so many other kids, 10, 11, 12-year-old there, passing over tools to him. I became one of those kids. And within a month, I knew how to basically put a car apart and put it together, as long as with a Japanese car, petrol car. I became so good that one day they started calling me, take me out to pick cars on the street, because I became that good. But the time is running out for me, because my dad now knows where I am. He wanted me to take me back to the village to go back to school. And then one day I was there, I saw a young guy came to our garage riding a moped, those little motorcycle. Trust me, in those days, there were not many in the country. And because they looked very young, like a 19-year-old, I'm like 13 years old. I'm like, this guy, he owns one of these. How did he manage to get one of those? I went to ask him. He said, come and work for me. I work in the city. I said, okay. I found out where he works. I showed up in the morning. He didn't realize we were joking to the wrong kid. I showed up. He said, I buy high, I buy low, I sell high. I said, that's what I used to do in the village. I'm good at that. I joined him. I worked with them for about a few months. And in that environment, this young man taught me everything: to be clean, to be accountable, to know what came in, what went out, basic accounting, how to manage a business, how to invest more, how to keep more, how to take care of customers. Now, I learned in 6 months. People will take them 5 years to learn. And in the meantime, I'm learning to make money. I started to make money on the side. But also I learned some hard lessons from that environment. That if you work for someone else, they're never going to let you make more money than they do. That's why I haven't worked for anybody ever since, because I learned that lesson. But also I didn't learn that environment. Don't trust anybody with your money, because when I wanted to give someone on the side, he spent it. Then I don't know what I want to do. I'm turning 14 years old. I'm getting old. I'm not really have a plan to go back to school. I don't want to go back to school. If it's going to be school, it's going to be in Kampala. But my dad wants to go back to the village. I don't want to work with this guy because we're not going to let me make more money than he makes. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And sometimes you don't know what you want to do with your life. But you just keep working hard at what you're doing. I started working so hard at that shop until one day I started to notice people come to our place. Some of those people used to come to the UK and used to go to Dubai. I found out what they do in the UK, what they do in Dubai, and I found out you can actually come to the UK, buy goods, bring them back home. And I started saving money just before I turned 15 and jumped on a plane and I came to the UK. Long story. I didn't know anybody, and trust me, in those days you didn't need a visa. You just get on a plane and hope they let you in. I came as somebody buying goods to sell. I came as a businessman. I'm just turned 15 years old and I'm here to make money and go back and take goods back home. Become the wholesaler. Crazy, huh? But I did. You see, when you're a kid, you don't know what you can or what you can or you cannot do. And because I didn't know anybody here, it was so easy for me to do stuff most of the people that I come from, where I come from, were not capable of doing because they knew what you should not do. Because sometimes you're too smart for your own good. I was too stupid not to know what to do. So I tried everything. I tried to do some manual labor jobs. I couldn't do it. I was too skinny to really hang in there. Besides, the money they were paying so small that I couldn't save enough to buy goods to go back. I couldn't live on £100 a week. I needed £250 a week. And the job that pays £200 a week was actually required a man with bigger muscles. I tried. I used to go home crying, regretting why I came to the country. Until I realized I need to make more money, but I need to do something that does not require too much energy. I tried to go back and apply for the jobs in supermarkets and stuff like that. I couldn't get a job because my English wasn't good at all. Actually, many times I couldn't understand what white people talked about. So in the end, I knew the only thing I can do is buy low, sell high, what I used to do in Uganda. So I started to look for stuff to sell. In that environment, I took a course in sales and started studying English. And in that environment, I came across somebody who told me, hey, if you want to make money, there's an opportunity you can go and look at. I was introduced to network marketing. Network marketing basically with the environment basically allows you to bring friends to look at the product. But in that environment, I had people talk about personal development, how somebody can actually grow, how somebody can become a different person tomorrow than he is today by intention. I had somebody say you can become anything you want to become. The only person who's going to stop you is yourself. And I'm like, you must be joking. I've never stopped in my life. What are you talking about? He said, you can learn anything, you can become anything. I said, who's going to teach me? He said, there's a book written, everything you want to do, someone has already done it. That statement changed my life. He said, everything you want to do today, young man, somebody has already done it. They've written a book about it. You can go to the library and get a free book. You can go in a bookstore and buy a book. You can go and get a seminar. You can go and attend their workshop. Some of them can actually mentor you. You can even volunteer to work for a company to learn. And I'm like, that is possible? Yes. So I want to set up a company to buy low and sell high. I can do that? Of course. What do I do? Register a company. How do I do that? Go to a seminar. I learn how to. I found out it's much easier to register a company than getting a job. When you wanted to get a job, you needed a work permit. A piece of paper allows you to work. But when you want to register a company, nobody asks you for anything. So I sent £10, registered my first company, and now I have a company. Now if I'm going to apply for a job, I don't apply as Jeffrey Semagandah, I'm apply as a company, semi-limited. I mean, it was crazy. And then I say, what am I going to sell? Well, go and look for stuff to sell. I find a product to sell, but I can't speak good English. And the guy sent me 5 people who can't speak English. They will do the selling for you. You employ them. And I said, you sure I can employ people? I say, yes. I said, what if I can't afford to pay them? Will they go back and claim the benefit? I said, so you telling me I won't go to prison if I can't afford to pay them? I said, well, if you employ them to come and work, they don't make enough sales, you can survive if you don't make sales. I say, actually, you're right. But if they make the sales, I can afford to pay them, I keep some of the money. He said, yes. I employed the manager to come and do the interview. I set up our first company. First month, we made more sales and make more money. Some people make in a year. Those people who used to do the stuff I used to do before. And I'm like, how come everybody doesn't do this? Because they did not know. Because they were given wrong information. So I started sharing what I knew, but I was so fascinated that most people were not doing it because they were scared. I bought the car the second week I was in the country. So many people who came where I come from, they used to say, if you buy a car, you'll be deported back to your country. Don't you dare have a car. Now, why am I telling this basic story? It's part of my 6 books I've written. I talk about my story all the time, but why am I mentioning this to you? Because I know your story can impact me. Your story can change someone's life. But if you don't tell, nobody will know who you are. I didn't value my story. I thought every single person who from Africa must have been through what I've been through. So what's the big deal? I've set up more than 30 different businesses. I sold 10, some didn't make it. I only kept 5. And one of the companies I used to own was Action Conference. I used to bring speakers from the US, from Europe. I bring them to speak in my seminars in the UK. I used to take them to the Middle East, sometimes to Africa. Some of these people, I paid them tens of thousands for just a day's speech. Sometimes I remember paying somebody $30,000 for just 1 hour speech. But they were worth it because they were famous. People love them. When I put them on my show, people come, they pay, I can afford to pay them and keep some of the money. But there's stories I used to listen to them, I'm like, enough already. That's not a big story. But I never told mine. Until one day somebody said to me, Jeffrey, but why don't you tell your story? Why don't you get on stage and tell people your story? And say, it's not important. Besides, I make more money than them. What should I need to tell? I didn't get it. I thought it was about money. I didn't realize, no, it was about me. It was my ability to grow as a person, my ability to inspire the people to look at themselves and say, what can I do? This guy can do, I can do it too. Because I remember I was inspired since I was a little kid. I didn't start to buy goods when I was 9 years old because it was my choice. No, I saw other kids doing it, and then it would suggest, and I knew if other kids can do it, I can do it too. When I say kids at the garage do this stuff at the garage, just see if they can do it, I can do it too. When I say this young man owning a moped, they can do it, I can do it too. Every single thing I've done, I've looked at somebody similar to me, just similar to me, and I say, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it too. But also the people I've looked at and say, you know what, if this guy is doing that, that's what made him to be who he is, I won't do that neither. So you can either be an example, or you can be a warning to people. The question is, who are you? Are you an example or warning to other people? Okay, let's slow down a little bit. I want you to really remember your story is very powerful and you can't help yourself but learn to tell it by intention. So this presentation, I want you to take 100% responsibility for what happens to you. I'm going to show you I can take what you know and turn into really a fortune. You see, so many people are impacted the world. But I don't want to spend too much time on that because this I want to keep a short presentation. It's going to be long already, I can basically see. But I want you to decide, once you've decided what it is that you want to talk about, I want you to think about what is the one thing, if you didn't get paid, you would do. Because I can show you how to take that and turn it into an income. I've never made anybody financially successful succeeded doing things they hate. In the end, they were not successful. So many people have money, but they're not successful. Money doesn't make you successful. I saw so many people with money and please, I wouldn't have their life. But I saw people with modest income. Oh my God, they're amazingly incredible. Without them, we couldn't survive. Some of the people who made the world a better place today, they didn't make that much money. It was not about money. But they chased the ability to make a difference in the world. In the end, they became very wealthy. So if there was a topic, what is that topic? I want to show you how to position and then to package you and promote you as an expert. That lesson will change your life for good. And I want to spend time with you on a one-to-one over the phone to explain to you how that's going to work for you. But for this presentation, I just want to talk about how you can position yourself. Just decide. Pick a topic. Pick the 10 people around the world that are very good at doing that and do exactly what you do. You know, somebody said to me, if you know what you want to do, find the best people in the world and do exactly what they do. Read everything about, study everything about them. And by you studying from all of them, you start to make sense about what you know. And then if you start teaching it, by volunteering it, you start to tell the world about you. If people buy from people they know and people get to trust, every time you volunteer a message to teach others, people get to know you. They tell other people. Today, technology, social media allows us to reach so many people. I don't know where you are to watch this video right now, but I can just imagine you might not be next to me. You might be in another country. We reach, with my videos, people in 10 different, 20, 30, 100 different countries, people I never met before. I've managed to have clients in countries like Moscow, United States, countries, Russia, countries, Russia, in Moscow, US, UAE, India, South Africa, Australia, Malaysia, and now we have people connect with us in Colombia. The point is, technology allows you to do that. But by intention, you have to make a decision what you want to do. So once you decide what you can teach, then start teaching it because you're learning. If you don't know anything, pick something, learn it, but you learn by teaching it. A teacher benefit the most. Remember that. If you ever teach young people, just make sure you tell them they'll be delivering that presentation after you did it tomorrow. They'll learn more than the people just learn for the heck of learning. Now, if that's about then positioning, then the next thing is I need to ask you, decide what kind of expert are you? Also, when you pick that particular topic, I want you to think of it, are you going to spend 2 years learning that? At least 2 years. Because I don't want you to move from one thing to the other. So many people say, I can do this, I know that. No, you need to be known at one. You make incomes in this industry by partnering with other people. Joint ventures with other people around the world. So if you say you do everything, people get confused. Pick one thing. Because if you do real estate and I do finance, we might be able to joint venture and we share the audience, promote each other. But if you do everything, then obviously I can't help you. Besides, jack of all trade, master of none doesn't get anywhere in this market anymore. Of course, when I say multiple streams of income, I didn't say do everything. I say in that one topic, you can create more income streams out of that. Once you become famous on that, you can open up something else. Next, let's talk about what kind of expert can you be. Now, there are 3 types of experts. A result expert. This is the person who's been there, done it. You are an expert. All of us have done something, and it doesn't matter. My 10-year-old daughter, she has done something. She's a swimmer. She's a singer. She can teach someone what she knows already. But she can also become a reporter expert. So the results expert is somebody who's done it, been there. Everyone, if you're watching this, you've done something, you can turn into something, can help somebody. By teaching, you get better at it. Of course, you need to keep learning because the teacher is a student always. But also, you can become a reporter expert. A reporter expert is somebody who's going to pick a topic and go and study from the best of the best and start teaching what they've learned from the best. There's so many programs around the world. There's so many unauthorized books, programs that people have done. One of the most famous books in the self-help arena is Think and Grow Rich. If you've never read that book, go and get it now. It's like the Bible for people trying to acquire success. Get the book. Napoleon Hill was not a rich man himself, but he went and studied and reported on some of the wealthiest people on the planet at the time, and he created a classic. You can become a reporter expert, or you can become a role model expert. People could be following you right now, but you actually don't know the value of that. You just assume people just follow me. Don't be mistaken. Don't lead people the wrong direction. You see, people in my community, in so many of the communities I know, there's so many people follow. But the people who are being followed, they don't know the responsibility they have. So they don't structure themselves, they don't teach by intention, they don't pursue the knowledge in the right way. And in the end, they take each other in the ground. So the communities don't grow. I want you to be aware, if people follow you today, it's a responsibility you have to honor, you have to support, you have to learn, and you need to package and promote yourself like that person so you can make people follow you with intention, because maybe you're following in the wrong way. And if you don't invest more in your craft, you shouldn't be followed. You found people like Oprah. Oprah followed, but Oprah don't just, been there, done it, also study other people. So almost a role model is like somebody in between. Done it, been there, but also study others. Or in the end, they keep improving. So which one of those 3 experts can you be, or you want to be, or could be? Are you a result? Somebody done something you're going to be able to teach, or you're going to pick something you're going to learn? Or someone already being followed in between, you can actually be able to assist other people. And it doesn't matter whether you're 10 years old or 100 years old, you can learn something. Now from there, where do we want to go? We go to stage when we say, okay, there are 3 types of expert. Now, which one am I going to be, and how can I package myself in that way? Because I said earlier, if you don't create programs, it's almost impossible for you to achieve the financial wealth that you're looking for. Now, which kind of an expert are you going to be? Now, remember, people learn 5 ways. People learn by reading material. So if you're going to package yourself, we need to create programs that people can read. Things like books, special report, news articles, blogs. Material people can read. But also you need to create programs people can listen to. Some people are not good readers, but they spend too much time in their cars. The people are busy. They want stuff they can listen to. Audio programs, MP3, things they can listen on their phones. But also they need programs they can watch. Videos like this. That could be YouTube videos, or there could be DVDs, or things on television. Doesn't matter. But you need to create programs people can watch. Fourth, experience. Create programs people can experience. Experience meaning people can come and spend time with you in a seminar or workshop or exhibition, retreats, where they're going to feel you and smell you and get to know you, ask you questions. And then the final part, they need to master your message by working with you a long time in the coaching and mentoring type programs. That's the 5 ways. So if you're going to package you in the way that can help you generate an income, if you're going to package your message, you need to package in 5 ways. Read, listen, watch, experience, and master. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple of ideas that can allow you to package yourself in that way. Remember, you chose a topic. Now, we want to take that message and take the information out of your head and package into a book. Yes, you had me right. I want you to write a book. But I want you to write a book, not a booklet, a book. Yes, I know you have heard people say, write a 100-page book, it's fine. Listen, if you write a famous 100-page book has no problem. You can actually help people. If you want the book to help you open more doors, make it 150 pages and above. Not more than 250. It's a self-help book. The books I'm talking about, the books I believe solve problems, issue, like references. Somebody can pick that particular chapter and use it to overcome certain issue. But write a book. Writing a book is not simple. I have a system that I teach you, and that's why I want to spend a couple of hours, 1 hour to 2 hours talking to you about how you can take the knowledge that I'm sharing with you and create and write your first book. And if you want to work with us, we're more than happy to help you. But at least I'll give you enough for you to know what to do. But the book, it's important. A book will change your life. A book opens door. Anybody who's worth knowing has written a book has been written about those particular people. I cannot emphasize this any more than I have already. A book will change your life. People say, but Jeffrey, I've written a book, I'm not rich yet. No, because you don't know what to do with the book. A book gives you the authority. A book gives you the credibility. A book will open more doors for you than anything else. All the 6 books that I've written, from project management and consultancy, to financial literacy for teens and their parents, to real estate, to the actionable system that takes you from the beginning to the end, make money, create multiple streams of income, protect your wealth, to the latest book, The Wealthy Messenger, to position, package, and promote yourself as an expert. I'm happy to send you a copy if you email me, want to talk to me, because that's a book covers the information I'm sharing with you right now. Those books has opened more doors for me. Before that, yes, I will spend a lot of money in marketing and advertising. Books do the job. But there's one problem about the book. It does exactly that, open doors. It's only worth about £10, $20, maximum 25. It hardly can make you wealthy. But when it opens the door, what else do you have to offer? So you take the book and then read it out loud, record yourself, or pay someone to help you record it, and then guess what you have? Product number 2, an audiobook. And then what do you do with that? You take a few chapters out of that book and create what I call a special report. But also you create another version which is called an ebook, because people now read books on their Kindles and your tablets, on their phones. So you have a book, you have an ebook, you have an audiobook, you have a special report. A special report, you give it away. It's almost like a sales letter to tell people exactly what you do, how they can benefit. It's free because you want people to get to know more about your programs. And then offer them some training material that help them to learn more about what you do. And then from there, turn into a workbook. Now, a workbook, I don't know if I have one to show you as an example. If I have one here, give me a second. I should have one here. If you take, for instance, this book here, okay, this is a book, but it can be turned into a special report, but at the same time, it can all be turned into a workbook. Now, why do we create different programs for different purposes? Because people buy tangible stuff. You see, a workbook allows you to teach the knowledge within your book in the seminar. So if you put people together in one room, you can teach those people and they take them through that workbook. And they walk through that workbook. Then it becomes that particular workshop. If you do it a few times, you can now record it. When you record that on video, guess what you have? You have a DVD. But before you record it, you have a workshop, a 1 day or 2 day seminar. That's another product. So a seminar is a product. A DVD just recorded out of that is a product. If you're taking the audio out, it can become an audio program. That's not an audio book, an audio program that teaches stuff from your own voice. The audio book can be read by someone else, but the audio program, you have to do it yourself. And then you can now take that information from book, audio book, special report, ebook, workbook, and your DVD and your seminar. You package it around and really create what I call a home study course. You can send that package to people. You can consult companies on the same topic, or you can provide coaching, a group coaching to individuals in the same environment. And they can be at home and they can be watching you live from your comfort of your own home, from your studio, home studio. I show you how to create a basic studio that way I am right now, and I show you the gadget that I'm using to be able to do so. And people can learn from you. It can be a group of 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, 10 people, one person, doesn't matter. You can teach that, take them through that particular workbook. And remember, from there you can teach. This is a webinar, it could be free. It could be webinar people pay for. It could be teleseminar, coaching over the phone. Or it could be just watching you or dialing through WhatsApp. There's so many different technology allows us to do that. But also in the same information, you can really create what you call a keynote speech. Could be half an hour, 45 or 1.5 hours, a sales pitch when you begin given an opportunity to speak at the bigger platform. I teach you how to deliver that message, to speak, get your message out, get your posture right, be able to communicate, breathing, and be able to stand up, and people get to know you that somebody actually learning his craft. Remember, you become a better speaker by speaking. You cannot read a book and become a better speaker. I gave the technique, but you need to get out there and practice. And then remember, we return to a home study. Now you can create membership programs. You can deliver the similar stuff in the monthly basis. And if people paid you on a monthly basis, membership programs are amazing. You create them once, they can go on to help people ongoing. You can create certification program. You can certify people in that message. So when they get certified, they pay you more money, but most importantly, you can also train trainers can go deliver that message in the markets where you cannot reach with technology. You can create mastermind groups that people can go and spend time with you on holiday in your home and charge them a bit more. You can turn those programs to different languages. We translate all our books into Spanish, French, Arabic. And right now we're looking at other opportunities basically we're expanding into. But really do not forget, and of course English. And then from there you can license that baby everywhere in the world. You don't have to sell one by one, you can license somebody so they can own all that stuff. Remember, a book is £10, but the ebook almost 6 or 7. The audiobook can be £30. The special report is free, but it can bring you a fortune in terms of leads it can generate. The workbook can start from $99. Depends how much money you want to charge. You can charge $1,000 by taking people through that workbook. Some people charge $5,000 to take people through that information. Depends how valuable you think you are, how you believe your message, and how famous and popular you are. But we show you how to do that. Now, those are the programs basically you can create, and I can show you how to do that. But what I want you to understand is that you can have different programs. And then from there, of course, what you need to do is to tell the world about what you do. You see, you tell the world about what you do by volunteering. But you need to create a system or a funnel or an online marketing machine that allows you to make sure every client, every customer you get to know, they become people that you're going to teach over a period of time. You see, people buy from people they know. People get to trust. If you're learning about your craft and you keep communicating and teach them, giving them value, at some point they say, hey, Jeffrey, I want to buy what you have. But you gotta make sure people know enough about you. You're teaching them stuff, actually helping them overcome certain challenges. And in the end, when that challenge come about next time, they think of you. And that's how fortunes are created online. And we have ability today to create a structure, a system allows you to have more customers come to watch your programs. And those who buy, who don't buy, you keep educating them. Technology allows us to teach people for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. We can do that today. We couldn't do that a few years ago. So in other words, there are more opportunity today than ever been. So we help you create lead capture pages, value-added pages, sales pages, relationship building pages, thank you pages, offer them upsell stuff, relationship building and partnership with people around the world. Ongoing support structure will help you setting up and employ people in different parts of the world to do most of the work for you. Be able to communicate with people on social media and affiliate as well as mega partnership. We have a network in 10 countries. So by working with us, we also help you to work with existing authors, to collaborate and joint venture with us and open up new markets. Those opportunities we will show you, we teach you how to do those. Yes, somehow I want to give you value to know what is possible, but also I know it's impossible to do it yourself. So that's why I'm happy to offer you the opportunity to partner and work with us. But we'll show you how to turn that information into partnership and licensing programs and joint ventures. Now, I want you to take this business seriously. And I wanted to conclude on giving you some basic numbers. I made some numbers that how would it mean to you if you were to really look at this as a serious business. I made some numbers. Let me make sure I got that piece of paper because I wrote those numbers down. So I need to make sure I do it the right way. Now, we started by saying, I'm going to show you, I think, the 10 or 12 products you can basically create. I said, if you started with, I started with books. Now, I said books are not there to make a fortune. Books today are business cards of today. In the modern age today, we give away books as business cards. But you can also sell those books. We show you how to sell them in bulks. We show how to get people sponsor them. We sponsor your books. We show you how to partner with companies and NGOs to raise money and create awareness. You have the choice to do whatever you. We show you why you should never go to a major publisher and own your content, do whatever you like. I'm giving away 1 million copies of my financial literacy book because I can. It's my stuff. I'm joint venturing with a bank and an NGO, and we want to help as many people as we can. Kids and their parents to learn about finance and money. You can do exactly the same thing if you follow the system, but if you decided to sell a few, the question is how many you need to sell at $25 a book if you wrote a sizable good book. Remember, it has to be a good book. You cannot put a cover, a good design cover on crap. It has to be content that meets world-class standards that people have to use it and tell others. Because it's bad, they'll tell people. Trust me, the message will reach people fast. If it's good, they'll tell others. You need to sell about $225 a month to make $5,000 a month, to make $60,000 a year. Now, some people, that's how they make in a year. If you follow the system, I said you get out there and teach. Teach as many people around the world. You teach because you grow. If you did that and offer them the book and show you follow our system to volunteer, to speak for free sometimes and get companies to partner to buy 200, 300, 1,000 in bulk, you need to sell 2,400 to make basically 60,000 a year. Some people, that's what they make in a year. You can do one seminar, speak webinar, videos like this. Communicate with people. We show you how in the process you make more people. If you sold 200 a month, that means you may be rich, maybe you sold 1,000 people. Online, offline. All those people, if you follow our structure system, they're getting to know you, and in the end, they buy from you, even more stuff we're going to talk about. But you need to sell just 2,500. You don't want to sell 1 million. It's not about you become the number. You know, people pitching this, you're going to become the #1 bestseller. It means nothing. Some of the bestsellers are broke. Focus on making money and generating leads. If you don't want to sell them, give the books away. We'll show you how to give them away and still make a fortune out of them and still don't lose money. But if you sold 2,400, you make $60,000. Another one, ebooks. Again, let's imagine it was quality, did exactly the same thing. Sold them at highest rate because you show you how. And you made similar amount of money. But I want to drill on ebooks. If you did ebooks, you did 400, because online much easier than offline. And the 400 a month, you sold, maybe you sell them for $10 each. $10 each. And basically you sell about 400. There's a structure how to sell them. You can best pursue that. I don't want to tell you I don't really encourage to sell books. I encourage to give them away, and I show you how. But if you sold them, remember you don't need to sell so many. You sell, like, say 4,800, you make $48,000 a year by just selling ebooks. But let me move you to the most exciting thing. Teleseminars. I love teleseminars because that's coaching. You can coach people. If people paid you $49 and you sold 100 a month, $49, that's $4,900 a month. You just teaching people at $49 a month, teaching them about the subject. Remember, you know the subject. $49 people who pay you to learn from you at $49 a month for 4 weeks. Even if you told them once a week or once a month, $49, you can coach a group of people. Could be 100, 200 on the call. If you did that, you made $58,800 a year if you sold 100 a month. What about audio programs? I told you all you have to do is teach. This is your voice. 6 CD to 10 CD. Packaged like that. Mine is sold for $295. Yours could be $197. If you sold 50 a month, that's $9,850 a month. That's $118,200 a year. $118,200 a year. If you gave away the book for free, the audiobook for free and everything for free, and just sold the audio program only, 50 of those a month, guess what you've done? You made $118,000 a year. You're a millionaire. In value. Remember we said? Okay. Webinars. There are free webinars when you can teach to make more friends to get to know you, but they're paid webinars where people pay you $99 to work with you. If you sold to 100 a month at $99, people see you live, teaching live. It could be a seminar, it could be a workshop. You just deliver in live. You give everything. You did that $118,800 a year, $118,000. $800 a year if you just did 100 sales a month at $99. Webinars are awesome. I love them because you teach live. And if you know your topic, trust me, we show you how to use online advertising to drive the traffic. And show you to partner with other people to help you drive the traffic. If your teaching can solve a problem, people want to know. And at $99 to sell them, absolutely no problem. Membership, similar. Again, membership, if you sold 100 a month, that's $9,900 a month. Membership. Create them once. You just keep adding more stuff onto your membership structure. And that could be another $118,800 a year. I kept these numbers simple, $99 a month, Some people charge $500 a month for their membership. Depends what content you give. But even if that amount of money was $50 a month, would you really survive an extra $55,000, just under $60,000 a year on a membership set up once? Listen, people don't know the value of this information. Now, what about speaking? Speaking, I recommend to speak for free. But if you're going to speak, get your speeches to be sponsored. But I can also show you to get paid for your speeches. $2,500 should be the starting point. Never speak for less or speak for nothing. Because because you have product to sell, you rather speak for nothing, the right audience, and sell to those people instead of taking $2,500 and you can't sell to those people. One client, you can sell to one client and charge them $2,500. What? Just take a fee. But if you wanted to get paid, speaking, some people love to get paid. You do how many speeches? Okay, how many speeches? Well, as far as I can tell, if you did 2 speeches a month, that's $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. Okay. Seminars, live seminars. People come to experience you. Live seminars. You got to do live seminars. Seminars makes you. There's nothing will brand you more than you holding your own seminar and you are the headline. People come to see you. You are the headline. People coming to see you. You might invite a few special guests, but you are the show. Listen, if you decide to give everything you created, when you sell a ticket of $497, you need to sell just 100. Do those every quarter. So do 4 seminars in a year. 4 seminars in a year. At $497, that's $49,700 a quarter. Times 4, that's $198,800. $198,000. You did 4 seminars a year, or 400 people over a year, and you've been selling those using the strategies that basically we show you, and you give them lots of content and value. Next, online courses. Similar. Online courses, same thing. It could be 6 weeks course, it could be 1 year course, and give them lifetime access. Again, it's $447. They can pay monthly, they can make 3 payments, can pay 1 payment, doesn't matter. Again, that $119,280 if you sold 20 of those per month. Okay? Actually, no, 20 of those per month. DVD, $497. You pack these DVDs in 5, 6, 7 DVDs, $497. You sold 20 of those, another $119,280. Coaching program. Now, this one, I want you to think about coaching. Coaching works. Coaching, when people spend time with you, teach them, you answer their question, you help them read your challenges. People cannot learn something, your message, at one time. They have to really spend time with you. You need to help them. And teaching takes time. Coach them 6 weeks, 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever time you choose. They need your help. Coaching, and because it takes your time, create a group. Charge $1,497. My coaching program, $4,000, purely because I coach you so many different things. But you charge less. Charge $14.95. Charge $99. Doesn't matter. $14.97. If you did that, you need to do 10 to make $14,970, and you need over 12 months. That's $179,640 a year. If you coach just 120 customers at $1,497, you make $179,640. Mastermind groups, this way you go on holiday and take these experts with you, these clients with you. Charge $3,000, $2,995. You take 100 of those once a year. What have you done? Take those, 100 of those on retreat once a year. Or break them in 2 stages or 3 groups. Doesn't matter. Choose a beautiful location. Use half of that money or 10% of that, or 30% of that money to create an experience they're never going to forget. The revenue for that is $299,500. Almost 300,000 US dollars. If you add those total together, book, ebooks, teleseminars, audio program, webinars, membership, speaking, seminar, online courses, DVD, coaching, mastermind, all that together is just shy of $1.5 million. I'm not suggesting you're going to make $1.5 million. I'm not here to suggest that these numbers are going to happen for you. I'm not making any claims here. So before, the authorities start to knock on my door that, Jeffrey, you've been telling people they can make this kind of money. No. Is it possible? Absolutely. Would it happen for you if you put the work in, you learn from the best and invest in my time and money? Of course. Is it guaranteed? There's no guarantee I'm going to wake up tomorrow. There's no guarantees in life. If you wait for guarantees, keep waiting. Go to church. But as far as I'm concerned, this business works. At the end of the day, you're doing what you love, you're helping people and making a fortune in the process. But what if only 50% of this happen? Would you survive $750,000? What about 20% of that happen? $300,000. What if 10% of that happened? 10%, you made $140,000 a year, $150,000 a year. Would you survive on that? Absolutely. Listen, this is just example I wanted to give you. So I don't want to sit there and say, oh, Jeffrey, you told us you can be able to do this. I just want you to understand it's possible if you choose to do so. Now, I'm going to end this presentation on an invitation. An invitation is simple. I want you to tell me if you need more information from me. I'm prepared to give you an hour of my time. I'll call you personally. I'll take you through everything I've just explained. I'll give you the structure and help you to get started. Because I believe you deserve the one-to-one. What I'm talking about is so important that I can't just basically say, oh, it's just going to happen. I've assisted hundreds of people, from nurses to business builds hundreds of millions of dollars, to real estate agent, to sales professional, to personal development mothers who want to help other mothers, to really successful millionaires, to people, students, and even kids who are 10 years old. Yes, to create their programs. You can do exactly the same. My invitation is that I want you to send me a personal email. Tell me, if you're going to write a book, what will it be about? Who would you like to read this book? And what are the solutions that you're going to provide? What are the challenges, the issues you're going to fix? What will be the book about? Who are you writing the book for? And what will be the solution you're providing to the people who are hoping to read that book? That's enough information for me to tell me you're serious, and I give you my 1 hour free consultancy to help you get started. That would be enough to get you started. But if you want to expand more, want to work with us to help you create everything I just mentioned in this particular video, we're more than welcome to help you. We'll be expanding 10 different countries. Maybe you come in your city soon. So stay in touch, keep communicating with us, keep watching our videos. We're more than happy to assist you, as well as collaborating partner with you. I hope that's been useful to you, but please go ahead, send me an email. I'm happy to go ahead and speak to you personally. My office will call you, arrange the meeting, and I'll be able to spend more time with you and give you what you need to get started. But don't make a mistake and undervalue what you know and who you are, because it's the most valuable thing that you have. But you need to know how to monetize that and use it to make a difference in the world. You see, you cannot afford to check out without leaving something behind. Your beliefs, your aspirations, your understanding, your story will be here 100 years from now while you're not here anymore. Books last forever. Material that you publish, your stories, your beliefs, your understanding, your solutions will be here, and you make a difference, and the world will never be the same because you showed up. Till next time, you take care. God bless. And bye for now.